welcome to episode 11 of the Outer Voices podcast. As always, it is your host, Rakeem. And finally, I have most of my hosts on an episode. We have JJ. JJ.
Yes?
Yep. When I say your name, speak to the audience, please.
I didn't hear you say it.
Neither did I.
Neither did I.
God damn it. Okay, we have
I
JJ.
just now heard.
We have JJ.
I'm awake this time.
Asshole. Holly.
Hello.
After her graduation, she is now a college graduate. And
Yes.
Catherine.
Hello.
And today we have a very special guest. Honestly, she is my cousin. She is one of my a very old friend. And she's one of the best people I've ever met, I've ever known. Miss Stetson.
Oh, Key, you warm my heart with that. But hi, everyone.
Hey, she's also our former classmate as well. Hello. 07 is gelling.
Yeah, 07. You just dated us, thank you.
What?
Thank you. I said you just dated us. Now everyone knows we graduated in 2007 and it's 2016.
I know, we're
So,
coming
am
up.
I still the baby?
Maybe.
Yes, you're
The kid
still the
doesn't
baby.
want everyone to know he's pretty old himself.
I'm 22, so I'm very young.
Yeah, you're still the baby. I'm
Yes,
the
Holly
next
is the
oldest.
baby.
I'm the next one above you.
Enjoy
Holly.
the young.
Enjoy the young years.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
almost
I
30,
will.
basically.
Holly's like, I will. Fuck you guys.
I'm gonna have a lot of fun. I got a liver for days, and I'm just full of alcoholic potential.
Oh yes. Just wait. You will go deep in the throes of alcoholism. Just give it
You're not
time.
an alcoholic until you graduate, but I just graduated, so I guess now I have a problem.
There you go.
Oh my
Before
God.
it was just being a lush,
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, it's not day drinking, it's just you never stopped.
Pretty much, like, I just pour a drink whenever I feel like it, honestly. Whether
Yeah.
it's at 9 a.m. or 11 a.m. or...
I think you're alcoholic.
See, now I want to do that, but then I started
I
thinking, I still need to drive somewhere.
Yeah, and you also have children.
Oh, I don't even...
Like a child at least.
Yes, exactly. So I can't be drunk going to pick him up. So that's the big hang up. So wait till you have kids, you can drink all day.
Okay,
At that
that's
point,
true.
you have to monitor your drinking.
Sometimes drinking is what gets you those kids.
I don't know if I'm gonna...
Oh,
Those
that is
things,
very much true.
meaning a kid.
Oh my gosh.
Yes,
Well,
very,
Speaking
very
of
true.
offspring,
Speaking of offspring. Oh, yes, which brings us... Thank you for that, because I'm an idiot. The topic of today's
I'm trying
podcast...
to segue in.
Yes, thank you. I needed to be kept on course. The subject of today's podcast will be interracial relationships. And Miss Stetson here, she has a very nice family with... She's African American. She's very African American.
She's black.
As opposed to a little bit.
She blacker than the ace of spades.
She's black.
And
Yeah.
she has a nice...
And now that it's summertime, yes.
She's crispy. In the summertime, she gets crispy, crunchy,
Yeah.
black.
Oh my god.
She's...
What's that, King?
You're, what I'm saying is you're melanated.
Very much so.
And she has a very nice Caucasian husband. And they have a
Yes,
nice...
I do.
They have a nice little marshmallow puff, little toasted marshmallow puff child.
Who is beautiful.
It's heartwarming.
I got their Christmas
The cutest
card
kids in
last
the world.
year. Yeah. Yeah, he's so cute. He was
Did you enjoy
he was
it?
one of the first. Yes, and I still have it, and he was one of the first babies born from our class, I think.
Yeah.
one of them. Well, and like when with
yeah.
actual marriage as well. You know what I mean? Like the full package.
They got the nuclear family thing going on. It's so cute.
The whole American dream,
Yeah, the American dream, and it's like, first of all, shout out to families. Yeah, shout out to families. But we want to get into some discussion about interracial dating, because as much as we want to hope that we live in some kind of post-racial America, we really don't, and it's still pretty difficult for people to date outside their quote-unquote race or ethnicity.
True.
So, okay, so before we start, who on the panel has dated outside their race?
Me.
And of course, Stetson.
You have, Polly?
Yeah, I have.
Which, by the way, I never saw that one coming. So.
What, you never?
Your ex Stetson marrying a white guy?
You knew
No,
you didn't know Stetson was down with the swirl?
I mean, I assumed. I mean, she was always like. I mean, I don't know. I did have a boyfriend in high school. Sorry, but like, he was far from a white boy. Let's just say that.
Who are you talking about?
Chris?
Who?
See,
oh my goodness! Oh Lord! Wow.
That's what happens when you mention names from high school.
Yeah.
Who the hell is that? Oh, never mind.
He's from Kazakhstan.
Yeah. We gonna leave him. We gonna leave him in high school past days, definitely.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I was just like, that's who I knew you dated. So.
So all everybody except for JJ, I'm seeing has, because
the closest thing I came to dating someone outside my race was a Creole girl from Louisiana.
Oh, that's a whole nother story.
Ooh, hot.
Which I'm pretty sure doesn't count.
Yeah.
But so we've all,
I guess technically no, but
we've all dabbled in the I don't even know what to call it.
We've all dabbled. We've all been affected by the fever.
Yeah, we've all played in the crayon box.
Yeah. There you go.
And of course that comes with some issues, especially most of us have lived down here in Mississippi, which, oh my God,
it's still so racist.
You can get some dirty fucking looks when you come into a place with a white girl. Like, I've got.
Oh yes.
Oh my God.
You know what though? I always kind of liked that. I always kind of liked showing up places with a black guy and like, because I knew people were staring at us, like, and probably judging me and stuff. And I was like, I just don't give a fuck what they think. Especially in Kosciuszko, I like doing it there.
Yeah, but see, the only problem with this, that's okay for you, because like, I don't give a fuck what they think. But in my head, I'm just like, they about to call the Klan. I'm fucked. Like, also,
well, Rakeem,
it makes it even worse when you're the only one.
Yeah, when you're the only one, that's. Oh my God!
Yes,
you just look around, like you think you're gonna hear banjos start.
Exactly. And everyone looks up at you, you're like, okay, should I go ahead and try and find a seat, or should I just go ahead and see if I can find another restaurant?
Right. So, I'll start with Stetson, since she has the long-term relationship. So, Stetson, what so I know us growing up, so we weren't like just like, oh, it, like no one cared. Oh shit. Sorry,
what?
some technical difficulties.
I'm back.
No, I dropped Stetson. I dropped all of you.
I'm here.
But you picked us back up.
Yeah, I got you back, but
3 of 5.
yeah, I got you back, but I dropped you all. I apologize for listeners in the future. we had some dropness.
I think that was because someone tried to call me.
Yeah. JJ's back.
Hello?
Oh yeah, we got everybody.
Yep.
Sorry about that, everyone. We'll see if I can go back and try to fix that. But what I was saying before that happened, it's always an adventure on this podcast. Stetson, what can you tell me a little bit how you about how you met your husband?
Well, really, Joe, girl sees boy standing in formation and thinks, oh, he's looking cute. No, not really. We just so happened to meet while we were in AIT and just hit it off as kind of friends, and then definitely migrated quickly from friends to dating to engaged and then married within probably about 6 months.
Yeah, I noticed that because the old keeping track of someone through Facebook, I was just like, what the hell is this? Who is this guy? But
Yep.
so did you run into any?
Oh, we're talking about when Stetson got her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had to finish that. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I like the way it just stops at yeah. Like, what?
But did you run into?
Well, I got dropped again.
Yeah, she got dropped. Did you guys run into any?
What?
During that process, did you guys run into any issues? Oh, sorry about that. We had another little stutter, but as I was saying, Stetson, in the process of your rapid mad love story out of a Nicholas Spark, out of a little Oreo Nicholas Sparks book. Shut up.
That's a good idea. I want to see that. I would actually wouldn't mind seeing that one.
Ebony and Ivory, the movie.
Oh my gosh.
Did you guys run into it?
Don't act like you didn't like The Notebook.
I love The Notebook, and I'm not even gonna lie.
Exactly.
The Notebook is the only Nicholas Sparks movie I like.
Yes, that's for me the same way. The Notebook's the only one.
But did you guys run into any issues?
Like pertaining from family or just kind of public?
Let's go with family first.
Public opinion or anything like that.
Let's go with family first, because family's super important. Of course, obviously.
Well, I can actually speak from on his end. Not really knowing too much about his family when we actually met, they were very warm, welcoming. I've never had any issues in the time we've been married almost 8 years this summer. Like, there's never been any times I've ever felt uncomfortable, like I wasn't welcome at any family. Like, they've always been welcoming. For my family, it's been the same way for him, too. They've always been welcoming. Now, my granddad, who King knows, he wasn't too convinced when I first told him. He was a little leery about him. But after he met him and they talked and so, like, everything cool. Everything copacetic, moving on. Like, there's never really been any issues with either of our families.
See, it is great.
That's always nice to hear.
Yeah, it's great to see that very smooth transition, especially in your family being from. I don't know where his family's from, but your family
Indiana.
being from Indiana. Well, that's a little better than being from Mississippi with your family.
We're in the country part of Indiana, so there's still some,
I can
frowned upon looks and whatnot.
Of course, and honestly, you'll get that almost
See,
anywhere.
that kind of turned me on. So,
like Catherine's the one getting off on like the weird looks. I worry.
yeah, that's what I said. I said that's hot. Like, that turned me on.
And I gotta say on the I just want to say something about an experience I had dating. So this was the first, I guess not. This was the first like extended period relationship I had with someone, and it was a white lady, white girl. Once again, not saying any names, but of course we were dating, and she did not want her family, of course, to know because her father was pretty goddamn racist. And he was one of those racists that didn't think they were racist. Like he's like yeah, I really like I ain't got no problem with black people. I love them and work with them, but he believed and like supported every fucking stereotype that was out there.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
I mean,
yeah, that was rough. Yeah. So her.
Sorry, what you like to hear?
Yeah. So her grand solution to the problem, because we started living together.
Oh.
Her grand solution was the problem was to tell her father that I was gay. Because wow, like it's okay for his daughter to live.
Else didn't say that.
Yeah, it's okay for his daughter to live with a black man as long as he's into dicks, it's fine.
No.
And even after telling her father this, he didn't talk to her for 3 months. Like
She's in the dick to me.
Yeah. No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you serious?
Yeah.
I asked my grandma.
So did she ever just fully come out and say that you guys are dating?
No, he never knew.
Listen,
He never knew at all. He still doesn't know.
Well, that's the basis, a solid foundation for a relationship, for sure. So.
Obviously that didn't last because
out so well.
Yeah, obviously that didn't last. But I run into that a lot.
Well, you know, I asked my old southern. Well, she's not old, but my southern grandma.
Catherine, you're breaking up.
What?
You're breaking up.
What?
And
I know I'm driving through Florida.
This is going to be like I said, this is another one of those adventurous episodes where anything can happen.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I was going to say my southern grandmother, I asked her one day if she would rather me bring home a black guy or a woman. And, I mean, the answer is obvious of which I would bring home, but she definitely said she's way more comfortable with me dating interracially than if I was homosexual.
That surprises me. And I guess that's for the South. That's some progression? Really. I mean, it's fucked up progression, but
then it's 40 years of that she's come 40 years on that one.
Yeah, it took 40 years.
It'll be another 20 before yeah.
It took 40 years to get
decrepit.
It took 40 years to get the Negroes. Be dead by the time it gets to homosexuals, it's gonna be bad.
Yeah,
oh,
and thank God for like Seal and Heidi Klum and stuff, because it really opened older folks' minds who love Seal. You know.
Can I just say
that's a helpful one.
White people love Seal.
Exactly, that's what I mean. Is the fact that Heidi Klum, one of the most gorgeous supermodels, was married to him for like 10 years or something. Yeah.
And
that eased it up a little, I think. Thank you, Seal and Heidi Klum.
Thanks, Seal and Heidi Klum for making it easier, like making interracial relationships easier. Seal and Heidi Klum.
Yep.
you gotta give a shout out to Seal.
Sure, they never had that credit to their names.
Yeah, like they're pioneers, really. Oh my god. I just want to give out on the other side. No, I'm gonna give.
Seal helped everybody get laid.
Yeah, like Kiss from a Rose. It was just oof. That fucked up somebody's life. Like we gotta, like JJ, you and me, we gotta give a shout out to Seal just for ugly dudes. Like shit.
Hey, when you can sing like that, it doesn't matter what you look like. Girls are gonna drop their pants for you.
Yeah, like thank you, Seal, for telling us the secret.
I mean, look at Steven Tyler and Mick Jagger. They're pretty hideous looking. I think at some point during high school, they looked at themselves in the mirror and like, I should probably become a rock star if I ever want to get laid.
That's the easiest way. And she's back. We lost Catherine again for a moment.
Because this stupid person keeps calling me, and I keep saying, please stop calling me. I will be there when I get there. I'm trying to do this podcast. Like, I'll be there.
She's popular.
And I just really want to see you, I guess.
It's that black gal she's going to see.
No, it's the one. Yeah. No, I'm not going to see. I'm not going to see him. I mean, I came to Florida with him, and then.
And she's gone again. She's gonna be in and out this episode. Anyway, back to the subject at hand.
Got into it the other night, so I left and went to. Am I gone?
Well,
Am I gone still?
Yeah, you're still gone. Now you're back.
Hello.
We hear you.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
Anyway, back to the
All right,
subject
hang
at
on.
hand. Just join us in the conversation. Back to the subject at hand. But yeah, that experience with her was, I mean, that was rough. And being single black atheist in Mississippi is tough.
Oh Lord.
It's already fucking
You're
tough.
not gonna get any love. You're
Yeah,
not
like-
getting any love.
Black girls see me and just go, nope. Nope. Because being
A trench coat?
What?
You wear a trench coat?
I said they say nope. Jesus. Well, this is
You're
excellent.
gonna be spending hours editing this from all the cuts.
I'm not. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to. Anyway,
It
it's
comes with being a very low budget podcast.
yeah. This is a roundtable podcast, so this is the type of stuff that's
So
going
if
to
anybody
happen.
wants to sponsor us and buy us some equipment, that'd be straight.
Yes, please. We need more viewers and more
Because right
sponsors.
now we're operating on pocket change.
Yeah, I'm broke as hell.
Basically.
This is the Broke Ass Podcast. The new subject, being broke as fuck.
Broke AF.
Know a lot about that as well.
That's why Holly's leaving us. Holly's gonna leave us and go to Asia.
The Asia.
Yeah.
They got Wi-Fi in Asia. It's crazy. Like, they have the internet there.
I
Al
know.
Gore gave it to them.
Al Gore gave him the fucking
Maybe
internet.
she can. Oh yeah, maybe.
Oh my god.
Holly just
In fact,
decided
if
she
I end
wants
up
to
in
try some
South
Asian guys for a
I'll
while.
put that connect.
Interesting thing on the back to interracial stuff. Holly,
I'm not talking.
if in Asia,
Yes,
like would you date an Asian man
of course. Why wouldn't I? Or an Asian woman.
or an Asian woman? Yeah, I forgot. I don't know
I
how
mean,
I
that's
forgot.
not a
but-
question to me. Why wouldn't I?
Okay, now here's the question:
If we're compatible.
would you bring them to your family? Like,
Oh, yeah.
would you bring Guan Yu to your family? I just picked Guan Yu randomly.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'd do that.
How do you
I
think
mean, why wouldn't I?
how do you think they would
Now
react
the
to an
question
Asian man?
is, would Quan Yu take her to his
That is
family?
something I've been.
That's the question.
Oh, that
I know
is a
in
question.
Asia, the interracial dating is definitely not something that they really look highly upon. They want you to stick with your own.
That is very true. Very true. Because I have.
I
Yes.
think dating would be easier in China than in Korea. Because in China, there's, I mean, both in China and Korea, they value whiteness heavily, but in Korea, they tend to value being South Korean, like, more than they value white people.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Which is why
it'd be interesting.
well, this is why I
I'm
always
not,
am baffled when people act surprised about racism. Racism is everywhere,
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
not just America.
It's
Like,
Just modern day tribalism.
yeah. It's
yeah, I mean,
Ra-
it's silly that we get so.
racism is simple. Racism is it's a naturally built-in instinct. You're afraid of things that are different than you because in the wild, something different to you can be dangerous to you. So if something or someone has different features, you're naturally worried. So
Hey, it didn't stop us from fucking Neanderthals.
I mean, yeah, no, it doesn't stop. Like nothing stops a penis or a vagina. Like, let's just be honest. The racism and bullshit.
You just get nervous at first, then you wonder, can I stick my dick in that?
And this is that I can't even fucking talk. This is the thing about racism in regards to interracial relationships. Nothing stops. Like nothing is gonna stop sex. Like if you're gonna wanna, what the hell is that?
What?
Oh my god! Of course. Anyway, nothing is going to stop coitus.
Oh my god.
Nothing is going to stop you from having sex, from fucking who you want, and in some cases, like Stetson's, marrying who you want. And even even the most racist people I've ever met, like some of the most racist guys, racist white guys I've ever met, and black guys, well, prejudice, whatever, have always gone, man, I would never date outside my race. But let them see someone that is fucking hot. Just like let a white dude see them.
They were
just
king. My brother's my brother had a black girlfriend.
Exactly.
And you know my brother. Like he really doesn't like that pointed out.
Hotness, yeah, he's gonna be real pleased to hear that. Let the world know.
That's all
Wait,
right.
what?
Yeah, his brother once dated a black black girl, and his brother is
So what?
And my
what's
brother
wrong with
is
that?
really, really racist.
yeah, his brother is not the most
My brother
open-minded
Jeff.
person in the world.
Very, very racist.
So
What?
how did he justify dating the black girl if he's so racist?
I don't know how he
Exactly.
justifies it. He refuses to talk about it.
And that's the thing I've seen with so many people. They're racist, but when it comes down to that, they go, well, that's okay because it's just sex. A friend of mine's father is once again everybody's dad, but a friend of mine's father is pretty racist. But every time he sees a attractive black woman, he goes and tries to talk to her, and has even like went out and dated black women. And when his daughter asked him why do you get to be a racist and like get mad at me for wanting to date black men, but you get to go and do it, he goes,
But you're...
yeah. He
That
was
doesn't
just,
make sense.
yeah, of course it doesn't make sense, but it doesn't matter to people like that. Like, racism is only
True.
Oh, I tell my brother rather frequently that
He what?
racist fathers tend to have daughters that like to fuck black guys.
which makes my life a living hell.
Well,
honestly.
my dad... Well, my dad's not racist
I mean,
at all.
in a way, I can speak to that. Growing up, my father's not from Mississippi. My father's from Colorado. But I wasn't allowed to have a black Barbie doll. Like, that was just forbidden, and I never knew why. And like my black friends couldn't come stay at my house.
Right.
Yeah, seriously. I wouldn't lie just for views. That doesn't make them. I guess some people would, but yeah, but no, I wasn't allowed to have black Barbie dolls or black dolls in general. None of my black friends could stay over. And growing up, like, I've been mostly attracted to like people of color in general. In the South, that
Right.
overwhelmingly tends to be black people, but that's just because I'm from Mississippi. And Rakeem and I have talked about this some, about whether or not it gets into like fetishization.
Yeah.
But and his theory is like, because I'm not a very traditional like beauty, like I'm a larger woman. And you can say it better than I did because you had a decent theory on.
Yeah. Okay. My theory was white women, and this was specifically on white women. White women who are outside the societal norm. So, women who wouldn't be generally considered the ideal, quote unquote, white female. So that's not just like skinny, proportioned, like stay at home, subservient to the male type white woman. White female who isn't that type of thing is more liable to be attracted to men outside her race because she does not fit the racial norm, which makes her more inclined to the other than to the familiar.
Well, you also have to look at social standing. A outside the norm beauty is going to get less attractive members of their own race, but somebody from a lower social standing is also going to be looking to step up, at least evolutionarily speaking. So somebody who's not a classic beauty would get far more attractive other race possible mates than they would from their own race.
And also you gotta think of what is attractive to other ethnicities, because like in
Africa.
In Africa,
being larger in Africa is considered really attractive because there's so many starving people.
Right.
It's a status symbol of wealth.
And of course, people know. If anybody listened to hip hop in the past 20 goddamn years, in the African American community, we like big asses, and we cannot lie.
Which I get confused by. Like, the white guys that hit on me are the kind of guys that play devil's advocate in sociology classes. And black guys that hit on me are they got their shit together, like they're going places. Which I'm a little confused because I'm fat, but I do not have a big ass. Like, I have a horrible, sad. So I don't know what the appeal is, other than just how wonderful and gracious I am as a human. But I don't know what. I mean, I don't really question it. I just reap the benefits.
I think for you, Holly, it's personality wise.
Well,
Well, there's
no.
of course personality, but she
I
also
get
represents a step up in social standing for them.
Which
can y'all not hear me?
yeah, we can hear you.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
Catherine.
Yes.
Punch her! Somebody punch her through the speaker, please. Go on. All right then. Anyway, back to the story at hand. But and of course that says something about American culture anyway, that it's considered a step up, because like, and Stetson can vouch for this. They always say, when black people get successful, they got to go get them a white mate. Like that's a thing.
Yes, I've definitely heard that.
I don't know. Well, I was gonna say I have a big ass, but I've dated black guys
and she's gone again.
From sexual experience, it's funny, like, how men of different races focused on different things in bed. I don't have an exactly wide sample range, but it's just been interesting as I've been, like, exploring sexuality in general, how things go differently.
And I gotta say a little bit on something that
I can definitely attest to that. I can attest to that.
I gotta know more. What's seen differently? Because I don't know what white guys look into in bed. I know I'm kind of weird, like black guy wise.
Like if a white guy slaps my ass, like white guys will slap your ass, right? But it's almost like a novelty to them. Like, or if they grab it, it's like, yes, you have a butt as well. But it's like, it's all tits game. Like, I think they were told as children that they were owed the mythical boobgasm, so they think they're going to be the ones who make it happen. And they can try, but it doesn't work.
I really give up on this. Seriously, I just blocked his number because he keeps trying to call, and that's what keeps cutting me off. I told him, I'm just like, over
what is happening?
I'm like, I'm over it. Hear me?
This podcast is also getting into Catherine's own personal drama, which will be continued on other podcasts. This is both a discussion podcast and a soap opera. If you didn't know, I just said, I was like, if you don't stop calling me, and I had to block, I said, you keep fucking up my phone call, and I'm just gonna block you till I get there, and so I blocked him. Jesus. So Holly, back on the boobgasm.
Boobgasm. No, I mean, it should be said that I do not have a very, like, large sexual sample size. But, like, the amount of time spent, with, like, white guys versus black guys of what they focus on. The fun part is the only, like, if someone's into asses, they, like, grab my ass, but then there's not enough, so then they start reaching for my thigh and pretending.
Or try to smack your ass and swipe and miss and hit your back.
Yeah, stuff like that. That's fun stuff.
Yeah, I don't really have that problem.
So I was on my side of things. I like both. I like boobs and ass. Like I am. Like, you give me a little bit of both.
I concur with Rukini.
Yeah. But, I mean, I do naturally just smack an ass. Because how can you not?
It's there.
Exactly. But
I don't get it. I don't get that, but whatever. Like,
no, like, as a woman who's into women, there? I like both. They're like, I mean, I don't know. Like, there's something, I don't know. I just appreciate every part of women. But, I mean, during the actual, like, during the process, I guess I would focus more heavily on boobs. Although I asses when you're clothed. Like, that's what I'm going to look at on a woman if she's passing by, but in bed I'm all about the tits. I don't know. Maybe I'm a stereotype.
I'll tell you something, some white girl stereotypes. When white girls... When white girls have an ass, and they know they have an ass, oh, they're going to talk about that ass. Like...
I don't really talk about... Well, I don't really talk about my ass.
Catherine, you talk about your ass.
This podcast.
You've talked about your ass, like, your ass has come up more, like, you've been on a few podcasts now. Your ass has come up most of the time.
It did not come up. I've been on, this is my third one, and it didn't come up when we talked about conspiracy theories.
I'm surprised.
It came up when we did talk about sex, of course.
Came up on this one.
Of course.
So you're 2 out of 3.
Well, because we're talking about black guys and acid.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I mean...
Okay.
Well, black guys are not the only guys who like big ass.
Yeah.
It's so true.
Because I speak from my personal... My husband is white. I have a nice plump butt, and he definitely has no problem with smacking me on it, even in public. And that is kind of a nerve-wracking. But
all of my white boyfriends have been obsessed with my butt too. So it's not. Yes, I know that has nothing to do.
When you get a big ass, like when stereotypes aside, when you get the big versions of an ass or some breasts, oh, you're gonna immediately become the opposite. Like, oh, I'm a breast man. I got a big ass. Well, I'm an ass man tonight. Like,
yeah.
Like, so, like, that's the thing. Like, and like we were saying earlier, when it comes
up because you'd rather have sex than not. You don't want her to feel less than desirable,
right?
To you.
I mean, unless you're into that, like, belittling thing. Like, if that's your thing, then more power to you. But so which I have a question to you guys. Do you think a racial preference, say a person says, I prefer white girls or I prefer black girls, do you think a racial preference is inherently racist or inherently prejudiced when it comes to mating?
No.
I think it depends on whether or not it's exclusive.
Right.
Like,
I
if
think
you're
it's
only attracted to a certain race, I think that's...
I think you're sexually attracted to who you're sexually attracted to. Just like some people are sexually attracted to women, some people, like men and women, and some people are, you know what I mean? Like, it's the same thing. I
think it's, for me, I always thought like the reasoning behind it would be, why do you have this preference? If you have this preference, like, I don't like black girls because I don't like black people, then you're racist. But
what?
Like, if you go, I won't date a black girl, and they go, why? You go, I'm just not really attracted to them. I don't think that's racist. Like, that's not just not you being physically attractive. But if you go,
but you have to think about where attraction comes from. Attraction isn't all biological.
Yeah.
Like, if we lived in a society that valued like black features, you'd find black women more attractive. So I think it can very much be tied to white supremacy.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're, that's what I was getting at. If you're in an environment where that's where you go, like, I don't like black women because, like, I just don't like black people, and black women don't do it for me because that's not. Then that's racist. Yeah, like, because see, I've had the issue, and I've been called on it before. Because now I like black women, love black women, but I don't often date black women. Because one, black women don't like me. They don't like me. I just don't appeal.
That's on you. Why do you think they don't like you, King?
Because I'm outside the norm of the black community.
You're not a thug.
Well, not even not a thug. I'm just completely outside of black masculinity. I'm not anything that the black community considers masculine. So
I was gonna say, Keem, as a black woman, I can see where you're coming from with like the fact that you listed like you're an atheist that lives in Mississippi, right there. That's gonna cut you off from like almost all of the black women in Mississippi.
Yeah,
because you know how black people love Jesus.
Oh yeah.
And the fact that you would say that, they would be like automatic no right there.
Yeah, I'm
yes, white Jesus.
Yeah.
It's white Jesus. Yeah.
And even man, if you bring up black Jesus half the time, you getting like you can be a black Christian and bring up black Jesus, and you getting counted out by most black women.
Somebody's grandma is gonna cuss you out.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And pray for you.
But so
in the same breath.
And see, growing up, like, and of course you, Stetson and Catherine can attest, how there wasn't that many black girls around anyway.
All three of us?
No.
Yeah.
There really wasn't.
And
all 10 of us. All 10 of us.
And I was related to half of y'all. Like,
yeah.
Like Stetson, you're my cousin.
I was like, yeah, and we were related.
So, like, I didn't have that.
All the black people there were in that area were related.
Not all, but it's
kind of weird.
It's a small area. It was a small area. Like, you didn't get a lot of. You couldn't go too much. Yeah. But so I didn't really have an option. Like, black girls weren't an option. And as I continue, like as I changed as a person, like became a black atheist, and like I'm already not masculine. Like, I like to cook and I watch musicals and do shit like that. Like,
Aww.
I'm already like
I
off
watch
the
musicals.
Yeah, JJ, you're not masculine either.
I was about to say, Keem, already. If we wasn't cousins, I'd count you out right there.
Yeah, like people like it's a thing. It's me. Like, I understand that, and so like I said, most of the time, black women aren't even an option to me. Like, they're just not. Like, I'll find a black woman attractive, or a black girl attractive. I won't even say anything to her because I'm just like more likely than not, this is just FUBAR. Which leads
this
me.
This is what?
FUBAR.
Okay.
You were in the military. You should know what
FUBAR is.
What?
Fucked up beyond all recognition. It's not happening.
Oh. Okay. Gotcha.
You're a terrible military person to not know that.
I know. Oh yeah.
That's why she's out now.
I also like to point out both Stetson and Catherine were in the military.
So we're both out now.
Yeah.
I said.
Yeah, we're both out now.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. That's why we're both out.
But so I of course
we weren't very good at it.
I of course ended up dating more white women, and so it has been like brought up, and I'm not saying I don't like other, like, I love all women. Like, I've told people I have a bucket list. It's like a sexual bucket list. All the things that I want to do before I get married sexually, and all the different races of girls I want to do before I get married.
I would say, why do you have to wait till you get married? Okay. You can do those things when you're married as well.
Well, I am.
Can I?
Polyamory.
Well, he's talking about the different races you want to fuck.
Yeah.
So his wife might not appreciate that.
Which I'm doing.
Listen,
probably not.
When I first got to French camp, Stetson, you might remember this. When I first got to French camp, like my first month or two, like me and I think, I don't know, somebody else made a to-do list of like some of the hot guys and just stuff. We were just being funny, and it got found and turned into the Barlows, and they sat me down. I don't know. I got like a whole like lecture thing about it, and I was like, "Are you serious right now?" And now, yeah, they made me feel so horrible about it. Like I was such a hussy skank.
Well, you are a hussy skank.
Yeah, I mean, that's not
well,
true.
You gotta remember where you were at the time. So
anything remotely sexual was. Yeah, like I've never felt so bad about my character in my life.
But for our listeners, Catherine is a hussy skank.
They shamed me. Yeah, man.
But yeah, I have my bucket list, and I'm doing good on it, guys. I'm still haven't cracked the Asian barrier. I'm still trying to figure that one out. Love Asian girls though. Oh, I love Asian girls.
Maybe Holly can give us some advice in about
Raheem and I have had we've had an argument about this because I have been with a woman who was a quarter Japanese, and I say that I have not been with an Asian woman,
and I say that
she's
counts.
White. I don't think it counts.
I think it counts. One drop rule. I mean, America runs by the one drop rule.
Well, then if it's the one drop rule, I've also been
half black, then you're black.
Yeah, one drop rule. So
I have part of this issue with my ex. I was with a man for 7 years who was half white, half Guamanian. But if you know anything about Guam, then you know that it's basically a mutt island. So his grandmother looked Chinese. He knew he had some Filipino in him. And it's like, I don't think that counts as me fucking the entire continent. I just don't.
Yeah, but you don't get the whole continent.
Well, he's not saying fucking the entire continent. It just means you have a representative from that continent.
Yeah, like you got your Asia token.
So you say I fucked an Asian and this gets into my own white supremacy because in my mind, both my ex and the girl I had sex with are white.
Yes.
Because I'm racist.
Yes.
You know that
and there it is.
A quarter Japanese.
Who?
What? Leah is a quarter Japanese, but I don't think anyone thinks of her as being Asian.
See, no one.
That's true.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Her grandmother
it would depend on what they look like.
Is Japanese. Yeah.
No, and
But that's what I'm saying. You would never know she's a quarter.
So my ex that I was with for so long definitely looks like he's not white. But like he's been exclusively raised by his white mother and his white stepfather.
Does he identify as white? So when I was introduced,
he doesn't identify as white.
Yeah,
but he jokes that he can be whatever he needs to be. So he spent several years in Miami, and the brown kids just sort of accepted him, so he wouldn't have to be white. But when he came here, he was basically white. Like he just he sort of decided to be white, and everyone was okay with it. And then MSMS, everyone considered him Asian, but he hung out with most of the white kids because MSMS was very it wasn't purposely segregated, but if you get together in 11th grade, it tends to stay how it was. So when I told my mom about him when I was in 8th grade, because I was very cute and young and in love, I was worried she was going to be upset, because in my mind then he was brown, like he was the brownest brown person ever. And I was so brave for having a crush on him. But she didn't react at all, and my family considered him white even though he's not. And my grandma told me that if my grandmother from Colorado, not my grandmother from Mississippi, told me that if we got together, we had children, we should have 4 or 5 children because every other race is reproducing faster than we are, and the white people don't need to die out. And you realize my children would be mixed race. She's like, he's white enough.
That is insane.
It is my hope and prayer that white people do die out and everybody's just mixed and whatever with whatever, you know.
Welcome to the mulatto world of our future.
I have a
I hope
possibly racist question.
I hope to contribute to that.
Wait. We have a possibly racist question. I gotta hear it.
No, I ask them all the time because I would rather ask them in a safe place where I get an answer. Where I'm not coming from a place of aggression. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Right. So, thank you for listening. So in my journeys in life, I have many friends from high school that have reproduced prematurely. And I've noticed that the prettiest children among them are the kind where the one parent was white and the other parent was a mix, half white and half black. This isn't just a single instance. This is many instances. Is it weird, to say that's the prettiest mixture? I'm doing air quotes. You can't see them because this is audio.
That gets into fetish. That gets into fetishism, basically.
White women and black men.
It doesn't have to. It doesn't matter which parent is which color. It's like I'm saying. So
it's just black and
3/4 white and 1/4 black tends to be the prettiest offspring.
That gets into fetishism, because that is pretty much a almost genuine, like, all around weirdly accepted thing, that certain mixtures of races produce children, more pretty children than quote unquote pure mixes,
like
because in the black community all the time,
Hispanic women and black men, I think black men, because even like Hispanic women with black men, I don't know, they make really pretty babies, or even the other way around. It's just
like in the black community, I know it's a real big issue, and I think it's an issue because they always going, oh, mixed babies, they got the prettiest little mixed babies, and
that's what my mom always said.
Yeah, and white people say it a lot too. Like, mixed babies are the prettiest thing in the world, and that's fetishism. Like, that is fetishizing those children.
It is. It's sexualizing kids too. Like,
because we find kids that we find them the most attractive.
Yeah.
Because these kids that I'm talking about, they all tend to be that sort of milky brown color. That's very, very beautiful, and they have like normally green or light brown eyes, like curly hair, but it tends to be lighter. It's like all things that people find physically attractive. Now, I'm not attracted to kids, obviously, but I mean that that is what I'm doing. I'm finding kids that I find the hottest.
Mm-hmm. It's
people also take care of their more attractive kids better.
You think? Well, I could go into that.
No, I'm basing this on a scientific study I saw.
Yeah, and...
No, I know. Well, it's definitely the case with one of my friends. There's 3 girls. My best friend's the middle girl, and it's very obvious how she is favored by her mom.
And I guess that also goes in, like in the black community, once again, that light versus dark thing that happens constantly. As Stetson,
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, Stetson?
I don't know what you talking about, Kim. You came out on the good end of that. Light skin is always the better skin out of the dark community.
Catherine's going to be leaving us now, so we gotta give her bid her a nice goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody. I'll hear from you. I'll hang out next week.
Well, we'll see you next week.
All right. Bye.
Anyway, now that she's gone, we can talk shit about
her.
Yeah, she's a fucking whore. We hate her.
Yeah. Fuck that bitch.
No. One of the things I was thinking about with my ex was, we were actually supposed to be getting married a week from yesterday. We were going to get married on the 28th. I'm sad now.
Oh, don't do that. Hugs.
But I always talked about when we had children, I hoped they would be pretty, because if they got the best parts of both of us, they would look like Esmeralda. So, like, the black curly hair and then, like, green eyes. And, because our kid would have just had curly hair, because I'm curly and he was curly, and they just curly-headed motherfuckers. But
it's when it comes to children, it's that is something that I've worried about, because if I do have kids, I possibly hope to have children one day, and more likely than not, they will be mixed race, and I don't want people basically pumping my kids like notions up that they're only beautiful or they're the prettiest because they're light skinned and mixed race of whatever race woman I end up with.
I mean, that's going to be really hard to prevent, though, because you're super light skinned.
Yeah, I am. No, my kids are going to be
so your children are probably, if you do reproduce with a white woman, they're probably going to be very much white, look very much white.
Oh, yeah.
Even though they are half and half, they're going to look very much white.
Like,
and
the
like
problem
Anderson,
is they'll end up being
my
that.
son.
Mm-hmm. Your son is the cutest little black ginger.
My son is not a redhead. Even though we did think he was going to have red hair for like the first 6 months.
The freckles.
But he doesn't have freckles. He does get told constantly like he has. No, he doesn't.
He has freckles like I have freckles.
Are you going to tell me that? he's not half freckles.
I swear to God.
But no freckles.
Maybe it's just
the like
pictures.
even since he's been a baby, maybe it could be. Maybe since he's been a baby, like everyone's always complimented on like color of his skin, for the simple fact that it's that creamy, that caramel color that so many people, like I'll say white people, go to the tanning beds to get, and so many black people of like darker pigmentation like myself are so jealous of, they want, because growing up in that black community, we were always, like you said, light is better, dark you're ugly, such and such, whatnot. So that's something he's already, and he'll be 7 here and on Wednesday, and he's been growing up with that his whole life, hearing, oh, I love the color of your skin, I love your skin complexion, such and such, even as a 7-year-old. So that right there, like, you may not want to do it, but society is going to do it. Like, you can hold them back, try and do what you can, but society is always going to chime in theirs.
Like, boy, get your ass in that room, you ain't special.
Depends on who has the louder voice. And people tell him, oh, he's so handsome, he's so cute all the time, and I have to tell him, like, yeah, you're cute, and he had to come back with, like, I know, like, yeah, because society is going to be like that.
This isn't related to race, but just how sort of my philosophy with parenting in general. I have an 8-year-old sister, so I'm obviously not a parent, but I've been trying to be very careful to not comment on her parents around her, instead of focusing on, like, oh, like, you were so creative, oh, you worked so hard. I even tried to avoid saying you're so smart, because it's not that she's smart, it's that she's, like, willing to try things. And my mom just totally ignores all of that, and to talk about how pretty my sister is, and how, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's like, my sister's pretty, but some of her friends are prettier. Like, my sister's very strong, and I'm proud of that. And she's not fat, but some of her friends are thinner than her. And I don't want her to start thinking about that. I want her to think about, like, values that are unchangeable. But it's hard when you don't have an ally in her parent.
See, with my nieces, and I'm glad my sister is very good with them and their physical stuff. But my oldest niece, Alexandria, she's a little chubby, and she's the same age as Anderson, I think, Stetson. I think you and the one that were pregnant around the same time.
I think so.
They're getting to the age where kids start being little assholes, and someone, like, since they say
very true.
Yeah, they've called her, like, say something about her being quote unquote fat before, and what me and her mama do is like we know that's going to happen, but what we it's like, you don't give a shit. Fat, like, you can be chubby, and you're chubby and just beautiful anyway. Like, when I'm around my niece, I was like, look at her little fat cute self, and just love on her. Like, I love all of you, and, like, I don't care what the other little kids say. Like, like, you good anyway. Like, we all good. I used to be,
and that's something, like, definitely she needs to hear from her family, even you being a male figure in the family as well. That's something she definitely needs to hear, like, because society is always going to tell her you need to lose some weight, or right, you're not small enough, or you're not tall enough, you're not smart enough. All these things that society is going to tell her. You being a strong male figure in her life, you need to be able to go behind that and say, you know what? Yeah, you're a little bit heavier right now. You got time to lose the weight, and if you don't want to, no worries. As long as you're healthy, that's all that matters.
Exactly. It's good to go back and reassure, especially children at a young age, like, they are awesome the way they are. Like, and me and my family, we have egos. Like, we like ourselves. Okay, so we gonna pump ourselves up. We gonna pump our family members up because we think we good. We don't give a fuck what anybody else say. We think we good.
Sometimes it's got to be like that because sometimes not everybody else is going to do that for you. They're going to try and tear you down as opposed to building you up.
Which actually reminds me of a story with Stetson about being like what society has to say or whatever. So Stetson, you would agree you were tomboyish growing up.
Mm-hmm. I'm still very much. I'm not as much as I used to be, quote unquote, but still very much in a tomboyish phase. Exactly.
And I remember Stetson got on the homecoming court, and oh my God, she came to my house, and we got her all fixed up, and it always made me feel really good that Stetson was like, even against the societal thing of she supposed to like, be all girly and stuff. Stetson was who she was, no matter what. And when it came down to it, like she was awesome. Like and that was one of the things that made me feel good in high school when Stetson like was on the homecoming court and she was all like dolled up, and then but like it's like
and you're right.
Yeah,
I was all dolled up in society's standard of what girls should look like and all this like that, and then the next day I was back in my basketball shorts and my t-shirt and my flip flops, rocking the ponytail because that's just how Stetson is.
That and that's good. Like that's you could do whatever. Like you could be whatever. You could do whatever, and I like that. Like big kudos.
Thank you, King. Feel like you sound like my father, even though I didn't get these words from my father. Thank you, King.
Hey, I was told the other day that I didn't do a lot of complimenting of people back in high school, so I'm trying to be more supportive. Like now.
Why?
Because I was an asshole. Like, and I wasn't.
You were an asshole.
I think I was an asshole. I was.
King, honestly, you were an asshole. Like you had to know you to know King. If you didn't know you, then yeah, some of the stuff you did say would kind of come off assholishly. But to know you as a person, that's King. That's you say something like, okay, yeah, that's definitely something that came out of King's mouth. But I wouldn't say you're an asshole.
to know me is to love me. I'm trying to be like I'm still myself, but I am trying to be slightly more uplifting of people to help out.
That's always good at any point in time in your life.
But like on the thing, like it's and as once again Stetson can attest, it's hard. But it's for an interracial couple and interracial children. You got to deal with these so many extra little things you don't know how to deal with. And then, of course, I guess like I don't know what it's like to be. First of all, I don't know what it's like to be interracial because I'm just light skinned and Negro, but.
When I first met you, I thought you were mixed.
Most people do.
I wasn't gonna ask because that's rude.
Yeah, no. Most people think I'm either mixed black, white, or black Asian. Like my dad's.
I didn't think there was any Asian. You ain't that exotic.
No, I've been called black Asian before.
Yeah, by people who are trying to impress you, not with people with eyes.
Ow! You cut me deep.
I can definitely see the black. I can see the black white, but definitely not the Asian. I don't know where they were coming from with that.
My dad's name is Yoko. He could be Asian.
Whatever. I unfortunately have to go. No issues. I just have a prior engagement I wasn't aware of.
Yeah, no, she's getting
so y'all
ready.
Have a good day.
She's getting ready for her Asia, so Say
Yeah,
goodnight.
I gotta go put on my makeup and be beautiful. I have an interview with
gotta go
a
try some
program that will send me to Korea for a year. So maybe next time you see me, I will be someone on their way to South Korea. South Korea. They do not let people teach in North Korea.
Don't go to
South
North.
Korea.
I was about to say, yeah, you go to North Korea, you're probably going to be in jail.
Yeah. South Korea, best Korea. Y'all have a good night.
Good night. All right. It's going to be the three of us for a few more minutes, and then we're going to wrap it up. This has been a crazy episode. Just from the bullshit.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah. For the listeners, it took us an hour to get this episode set up, and there were technical difficulties throughout. It's going to be tough to deal with. But Stetson, I actually want to bring something up with you, because I don't have children. Obviously, well, not that I know of, anyway.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, are you sure?
Yeah, I'm not. I hope I don't get a phone call anytime soon. People don't know my number, so look, if you come out with a little
or knock on the door with a little letter.
Not today. But this is there. Of course, there are dangers that comes with raising a child, but even especially with black children or interracial black children too. So there's a this was in Texas, a young lady, a 12-year-old girl, came home from a camping trip at her school, and her mother saw something around her neck, and it was a laceration from a serious rope burn.
Oh, I saw that just a few minutes before we started.
Yes, it's making the news. And according to the little girl, she's 6th grade, she said they were out there swinging on a rope swing at a tree on a field trip. Some of her classmates, and she said they picked on her because she's black before, and she was one of the only 2 black students on the trip. Some of her classmates tied the rope around her neck and tried to hang her.
See, at that very point, just speaking as a mom, I would have marched up to that school, and everyone involved in that field trip would have had some very, very much explaining to do, and then there would be some, I would be requesting some people be fired immediately.
Right.
That my child, no matter color or anything, should be able to be safe to go to school without having to worry about somebody's other little bad chaps trying to put a rope around their neck. Race should not even have played a factor like that, right? Something like that is something that kind of scares me so much with the community that we live in and the school that Anderson goes to. He is the only, we live in a very small community. It's 90% white. There's maybe, in all honesty, like 50 black people in the town. Mm-hmm. There's 3 middle schools, and he goes to, because we live out in the country, he goes to the country school. He is the only child of color at his school. I can attest to this. I've been to the school many times during functions, things like that, and he's the only one I've ever seen. So for him, like, I'm scared for the day for him to come home and tell me somebody did something, hopefully not that extreme, but something like that to him simply for the fact that he has a little bit darker skin tint than what they do.
Right.
Like, I'm worried about some of the things that could be said to him simply for the fact that even with this presidential election going on, people feel like they can say whatever they want now, because I'm not going to say everyone who is supporting Trump is racist, because that's not the case. But a large majority of his supporters have this mindset that I will not say they are, because like
some are just
they just have the mindset that
like some are just not bright. They may not be like racist, but they just not don't.
At least not conscious.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right.
Exactly, and they feel like so him saying certain things on the news on national TV, so they can say that to your face or on social media or any area of life or anything like that. That right there upsets me as well, because I've had like this same kind of something similar. Well, not similar to that. The lady that Anderson goes to after school with, he goes after school. There's like 4 or 5 black kids that they're from the surrounding other 2 schools. And the lady told me that we had to get our kids together for a play date for the simple fact that the little girl that her granddaughter was playing with, usually, all of a sudden came out and just said, "You're such and such," and then she called her a nigger.
Oh, shit.
That right there is something also that I fear for Anderson, for the simple fact that we live in this small community that's, like I said, 90% white. It's kind of in the lower income. So with that, you also get kind of uneducated, ignorant people.
Right.
Not to say that everyone in the community is, because they're not. I live in the community. I definitely feel like I'm not uneducated or ignorant, but that's just definitely something. As he's gotten older, I've been made aware of that. It does scare me. I dread the day that he comes home with a story similar to that, or a story similar to somebody calling him out of his name simply because his skin is slightly darker.
Stetson, may I ask you a question about your husband? So,
sure.
Like, I know, as African Americans, these are like instances like this is something that we are worry about from growing up, just anyway, because. I mean, just the history of this country, this type of thing happens to African Americans. How does your husband deal with incidents like what you just said? Because
he is very much a don't say anything to his family type situation. It doesn't matter. Like, it could be me, Anderson, it could be his parents, his brother, whatever. He's don't mess with his family type situation. So when it pertains to Anderson, on the fact that because he is mixed, like, I think he held it a little bit more for the fact that it is his son, and he doesn't want anybody to belittle his son or look down on his son, because of course that's his son. There's no reason for you to. He's, like I said, he's about to be 7. He's a kid. Like, he's done nothing to you for you to feel this way about him personally. So.
Right. Because like that has.
We've had the instances when.
Oh, go ahead. It's all
right. We've had the instances where people have like given us dirty looks and given Anderson a dirty look, and he's about ready to say something. I have to tell him it's not worth it. Like, a look is never going to kill Anderson. A look is never going to kill me. They can look however they want. It's just as long as they're not trying to harm us. Go about your day. I could care less how you feel about my family.
That is a very interesting contrast. And now we're getting down to some serious stuff again. That is a very interesting contrast, because your husband is, of course, like, hey, and this kind of goes back to what Catherine was saying earlier about how when she got the like dirty looks and stuff, it just pumped her up. The responses.
Well, I definitely wouldn't say it.
Well, it doesn't pump him up,
but me up.
Well, I was going with like him, and it seems to be with interracial types instances, generally the I don't want to say Caucasian. It's hard not sounding like I'm being racist, but I'm not. The Caucasian member, the Caucasian member, when faced with racism, usually gets more spirited about what's happening, while the other person kind of goes, okay, I don't, as long as you're not actively messing with me, I'm just gonna ignore it, because this is something I've dealt with before. You know what I'm saying?
And I feel like the reason reason it's like that is because of exactly that very thing. I've dealt with it before. Like,
Right.
this is something like he hadn't had to deal with in his life until we got married, until we had our son. So that's not something that was like actively in his brain. That's something that's really going, like, you know, the saying, if you don't see it, it's not happening.
Right.
Like, it's something they don't see, so they in turn say, okay, then it's not happening. And then when it directly affects your family, that's when you notice things.
Right. Right. It opens up a brand new almost world. Like a new window opens up.
Exactly. And I've had to explain that to him, like, we see the world, like, we're together, we're very similar people, like, we have a lot of things in common, but we do still see the world from two different perspectives. You as a white man and me as a black woman,
Right.
I'm gonna get a different reaction for some things that I say than if you had said it. So him pretty much kind of seeing the world a sliver through the way that I see it. And I've also had to explain this to my in-laws as well. Like, we have had totally different life experiences. You're going to see the world differently than when I see it. And it's okay that we see the world differently. It's just now when I open your eyes up to what I see, then you take notice of, like, everything isn't so hunky-dory. There are some issues around. Like, everybody's not so widely accepted.
Right.
Like, not everybody's just going to be, like, going ahead and like, oh, that's your family? Okay, cool. Like, no, some people, like I said, we've gotten the dirty looks, we've gotten the snickers, the whispers, the pointing. That's something that absolutely infuriates him anytime anybody looks at us or does more than one take and he notices, like, he gets upset with that. So, I don't know. Just seeing the world differently.
That's understandable.
Right.
I read this one news article about this white guy marrying this black woman, and they have 2 teenage sons, and they talk about their dad having white dad syndrome because he's absolutely paranoid every time they go outside, worried they're going to get shot by cops or something because they look darker.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's...
Oh, yes.
Like, I've noticed, and luckily I don't have any. I guess not. Well, I'm not in a position, but I don't have any children yet. But from dating some white women who haven't, like, seriously dated black men before, and basically letting them get a peek into what it's like to think as a black male. Like, instances where, okay, here's a good one. So I was going back to my hometown with a white female friend and my family, and we get pulled over by the police. And it's a car full of black people and this one white girl. And we immediately get nervous because we were just like, this isn't good. Like, we don't know how this police officer in rural Mississippi is going to react to this fat car full of black people and this one white girl. And she was just like,
so they're probably going to ask, is she kidnapped? Are you okay, ma'am?
yeah, like, it's going to be some suspicion. Like, that's that's very likely. And she was just like, well, why are you guys nervous? What are you worried about? He's just gonna check us and go on. And this is after we gone through, and I'm just like, it's actually dangerous for us. Like, it could, like, this scenario could possibly put us in danger just from you being in the car. And this is something, of course, she didn't have any, like, thought of. Like, this, it's like, this actually means something more than just a car trip and getting pulled over. Like, this could be more than a ticket.
Oh, yes.
And and this is not even on a dating thing. I'll say his name. Stacey, you remember Steven, right?
Oh.
Yeah, Steve. Yeah. So you know he stay at my house all the time, and a couple times we've gotten pulled over by police officers, and his reaction to the police officers is aggressive. It's like I don't have to put up with this, and me, I'm just like, dude, just let it go, because we're a black dude and a white dude riding around at night in the car together. If shit goes down, you'll be fine. I'm done. And I'm way too pretty for jail.
I don't think it'd be jail you'd have to worry about, Rakeem, in that situation.
Trust me, jail is more what I'm worried about. Like, if you gonna kill me, motherfucker, kill me. I ain't going to jail. But it's with relationships and friendships like that. You're opening a window to a different America, a different society, a different point of view, a completely different world to people that never saw it before, or have only gotten tiny glimpses of it before.
Very true. Very true.
And see, you know, I really think if something that can help, what would really help, like racism or that type of ethnocentricity, is if people could, and I know everybody says this, if people could step back and see the world through someone else's narrative, like step into someone else's mindset one time, and your world will completely change. You go sit back and go.
Yes, I truly believe that.
That's why, and this is less on a race thing, but on more of a expanding my world thing. I've been trying to learn more about the LGBT community, because as a straight man, that's not a narrative I know. I don't understand. I just don't know it. So I'm trying to,
you don't know what they experience.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get a view, trying to like get some insight into it, because there are. I'm trying to go into human civil rights law, and that is a major issue in our society, along with the rights of other ethnicities. So I, as a person, need to know what that experience is like. I need to know, at least see a glimpse of it. I need to have my world open up to make me a better person and to make me more effective.
That's true. So many people live in such closed boxes in their communities. They pretty much stick with what you know. Kind of going in with that interracial thing, you stick with what you know, and you don't want to step out too far from your comfort zone, because then you have to open yourself up to other things that people are just not willing to open themselves up to.
Right.
So that's good that you're doing that.
Honestly, I think interracial relationships. I'm not saying everybody needs to go out and just only need to go out and do people of other ethnicities or whatever. But I think interracial relationships are good, even if you briefly date someone or whatever. I believe they are good for the person, just for a little bit, to step outside of that comfort zone.
Expand your horizons.
Yeah, like you need that to grow you need to expand your world to grow as a person. And a lot of people, the only real chance they get to expand their horizons in a manner to see someone else's worldview in an intimate way is through the world of dating. Because
sex will save us all.
Yeah. The magic of sex. I mean, if anything can solve racism, sex can. But yeah. So, like I said, I am pro. Like I said, I'm not saying everybody has to go get a partner of an other ethnicity. I'm not going to tell you that. You love who you want to love. But it can be good. It can be very good for you to experience another point of view. Even if it's just for a little bit. So
this is true. Very true.
Very true. Is there anything else anybody would like to bring up? Because I think that's a nice, poignant point to this conversation.
Yeah. Seems like a good stopping point to me.
It does sound like a good stopping point.
Yep.
All right. This has been a roller coaster of a show. From technical issues to Catherine going in and out, randomly jumping into the conversation. Wow. Okay. It's just wow. I feel sorry for what the hell that dude is going to catch after the show. Oh man. Like let's hope she likes him enough, or at least he's good enough in bed that she doesn't kill him.
Well, he won't be seeing her ass in the near future.
Yeah, I think that hole is gonna be closed for a while. Oh, wait, that sounded awful. Shit. Catherine, if you decide to
I'm not
listen,
usually in favor of cock blocking people.
Catherine, if you hear this, I did not mean to call your hole. I didn't mean to call it a hole. I'm trying to clear myself of all wrongdoing. I didn't mean to call you a hole.
I think you're just digging yourself deeper here.
Yeah, I'm fucked.
I was just thinking that. I was like, I think you're digging a bigger one.
Yeah, this is gonna come back to bite
just
me in the ass.
Shut your mouth and quit while you're behind.
Oh shit. I'm fucked. Anyway, it's like I said, it's been a roller coaster episode. We had technical problems. We had Catherine and her stuff, but I think we've actually come and discussed some real things, despite going off topic 1,000 times like we always do. That kind of comes with this podcast territory. Yeah, we didn't talk about pandas this week, which we could have, especially about black and white things. We missed a golden opportunity,
especially about Asian too. Don't forget that.
we
one of our hosts is going to Asia.
Yeah, we missed pandas. We could have had Holly talk about how she likes interracial relationships but hates pandas. Oh, that's a whole thing.
Criticize her for that next time.
Oh man, we missed something. Good lord. But Stetson, it's been a pleasure as always. I've been loving talking to you for years. If people who don't know, because most people won't know, I haven't talked to Stetson in about probably 8 years. Like talked to Stetson in about 8 years. So it's just a pleasure to hear her voice, because that's my girl.
You too, man. Can't let this go on another 8 years.
Yeah, we got a reunion coming up that somebody has to organize, and I don't know who the fuck's gonna do it.
Yeah, it definitely won't be me.
Ricky just wants a family member that also likes to pork white people.
God damn it, JJ.
Well, I'm definitely a fan of porking white people.
Yeah, she literally has biological proof. But
that I have slept with a white man.
Yeah, at least once.
All it takes is once.
All it takes is once. But Stetson, I thank you for being on the show. It was great.
It has been a pleasure.
It's been awesome. you're invited on. We're gonna have some more shows coming up soon. That, of course, I would love to have you back
I would love to be on another show.
Uh,
I would love to be on another show. Share my other expertise of areas of life.
Okay, so we should have you back on, and I guess this will be me closing the show after the craziness that has gone on. As always, this has been Raheem, JJ.
I'm gonna go take a nap now.
You piece of shit. Our other two hosts, Holly and Catherine, have already gone to do whatever they're going to do. Catherine's going to antagonize some
or whoever.
Yeah. Good Lord. Whoever they're going to do. And I would like to give a special thank you once again to Stetson for joining us tonight.
It has been fun.
With that, I will bid you all a good evening, and until next week, good night.